Welcome to this live stream of All Stars Battlefield. We will closely follow Lion and Eagle team in Group D for the Peak of Glory continent. Check out the Evony Facebook page in the live chat. I put the link in there if you need it, for streams showing off other groups in this continent and other continents. This battle will be starting in 20 minutes. As you see in the bottom right corner, we have a timer for that. Also, make sure you check back here in 48 hours for the semi-finals. We'll also have the finals for this event on the weekend. If you're new to this channel, do subscribe and check out my other videos about Evony to learn all you need about the game. While we're waiting for the battle to begin, we're going to check out some of the rules for All Stars, the rewards for the players are going to be vying for, any new additions such as the new building that they've added for this All Stars Battlefield, and of course the player matchups for both Lion and Eagle team in Group D. Make sure you use the live chat to cheer on either team, and feel free to ask questions about Evony and I'll try my best to reply. So you can check this out in your own game if you wanted to by going to this battlefield building and clicking on All Stars. We're just going to be looking at some of the rules here. So of course there's several continents, which you can see here is Peak of Glory is the one we're following right now. There are other people in King of Conquest and Pride of God, which are sorted by server number, so you can determine by the server number which yours might be a part of if you have someone you know playing in the event. When you click on each one and then click Battlefield Schedule, you can check out all of the teams for all of the groups. So we're going to go back to Peak of Glory, quickly check out the Battlefield Schedule, and then we'll come back to some of the other rules real quick. So Eagle team, we're going to have Loza, Peter, Loveletter, Dirk, Retsam. They're going to be their main players, but they're absolutely very large players in this continent. So there are currently 38 on Eagle team and 37 on Lion team. Not really a big difference, it's only one player, but the biggest thing to pay attention to here for Lion team, they have a player that's 11.4 billion. Eagle team only have a 9.8 billion. It doesn't usually mean too much, but as you can see, some of these server numbers are quite a bit lower than the Lion team. But it's going to be interesting to see how that works out, especially with this new building that we'll get into in a second. So in terms of actually ranking for this, for each continent, you have to be in the top 300. It's the same battlefield map as regular Battlefield, as you see here, and the rules are basically the same. However, the teleport chances will increase over time and will be a higher amount than regular Battlefields, allowing people to move around a little bit more freely than they usually can and make it harder for the enemy to bleed dry those teleport chances. In terms of actually moving through to the semi-finals or the finals, players are going to have to be on the winning team if they want to have the best chance, but they don't have to be. So the top 15 players in score, individual score, from the winning team will automatically go through into the semi-finals after this battle. Lastly, the top 10 players past that 15, if they're on the winning team or the losing team, doesn't matter. Those players will also go through. Everyone else that is not a part of that will be knocked out. So we've got 25 players going through from each group, and there's like 38 people per team. So there's going to be a lot of people knocked out, and it's going to be interesting to see who that is, because sometimes it is about healing your troops and going again and again and again to get individual score, but hopefully we'll see a lot of teamwork in this battle. Checking out the rewards in the top right here, we also have the 4 primary rewards that everyone is vying for. So the dragon is the most important one. It's a brand new dragon. Some of the All Stars Battlefield events before had the exact same dragon. Fortunately, they've added a brand new one. I'm not sure if anyone's aware of what stats this has and how it stacks up to any previous dragon, but it's definitely going to be the new best dragon. It's unlikely it's going to be worse than any of the others. Also, we have the avatar frame. So when you're talking in chat, you can just have a cool avatar frame around your character. You've got the march effect, which you can see on screen here as well. And of course the castle decoration, which if you've never seen any of those, usually they're bigger than they're bigger than a normal sized castle. and they always look amazing. There's plenty of others. I wouldn't necessarily say this is the coolest one yet, but people always love to get these and show it off. So taking a look at the total rankings. First place obviously get a lot of these extra rewards, and we'll get all 4 of those. But all the way down until 15th place will still get those 4 main rewards. They will just be getting lesser resources, healing speed ups, gold, and so on. But once you come down again, you will be losing out on the March effect if you're getting 16th place to 25th. And by the way, this is for the final. This is not actually for today. This is just what everyone's working towards for the weekend. It's still the same all the way back to 50th place, again with less of these other rewards at the bottom. Now everyone from 51st to 100th will be losing out on the castle decoration. What everyone really wants is this dragon egg, so you're still getting that if you're in the top 100. Everyone past that 100 mark all the way back to 300, which is how many people are in this event total per continent, will not be getting any of those. They're just getting these other regular rewards. On top of that, because it is a battlefield event, which if you haven't been a part of those before, you will get these types of rewards on top in the All-Stars. Regular battlefield, this is all you get, but badges are fantastic to have. Gems, resources, speed ups, gold, and you can obviously check this out on your own game. If we do get time, we will go over the map of the All-Stars battlefield and some of the rules for anyone that does not know about those yet, but we might not get time, we'll have to see. So to the people in chat saying, is this not King of Conquest? It is not. This is going to be Peak of Glory. For anyone that hasn't seen in the description, Peak of Glory, Group D is what we will hopefully be covering. There is a chance that maybe the developers accidentally put me in the wrong one or something. It should be unlikely. I did check their Facebook page. They do have me listed as Peak of Glory, Group D. So for anyone that doesn't know, if you go in the event center, the battle here is the one you want to look at. There is 2 battlefields. You can check this one out. You can go into the details icon and check out all of the rules in there. Now the new buildings that they're, well actually one new building they're adding is the, let me get it up here, the Rally Hall building. This will increase your whole team rally capacity. I don't think they announced by what percentage, but I'm sure it'll be similar to the Battlefield Hospital, which is already a building. So that's going to be interesting to see if players are trying to go after that. I assume they would, because rallying is always the go with these types of events, especially in the older servers. So you're probably going to see them actually all sit near this building, because usually they'll sit near certain buildings in a big group or hive. I'm not sure where this building is. We'll have to check that out once we get into the game. Another addition they have are supply carriages, which refresh randomly on the map and will be sent to crystal mines. Whoever is the occupier of that crystal mine when this supply carriage gets there will be able to select one of 3 buffs. I don't know what those are, but I assume by it being 3 buffs, they just mean attack, defense, or HP. I don't know if these are going to be as good as some of the towers that you can hold, or if they're just going to be the same. We'll have to see once we get into the battle. So to people asking in chat about what battle this is, again, Peak of Glory, Group D. If you're trying to find a different battle, go to the official Evony the King's Return Facebook page. They have listed at least one stream for every single continent for every single group, so you should be able to find something that will be streaming what you're looking for. That should be the top pinned comment for the official Evony Facebook page. I'll try to see if I can put that in chat as well, just to help everyone out. So we're going to go back now to the matchups between the different teams. So again, Eagle team in this Group D, you got Loza, Peter, Loveletter, Dirk, and Retsam in the top 5 places. Lion team have Waggy, Docs, Erez, Muck, and I don't know how to say that one, but you can look at it yourself. So in terms of their rankings within the top 300 that qualified for this event, you're going to see those top 5 for each team. Loza was 93rd, Peter was 15th, Loveletter was 230th, Dirk was 181st, Retsam was 18th, so that's Eagle team. Waggy Monster was 23, Docs 53, Erez 60, Muck 116, and the one I couldn't say their name was 6th. So as you see with that, Eagle team do have potentially a weak link in Loveletter, even though he is quite high power. I'm not sure, I'm not familiar with these players because I'm not in these earlier servers myself, but we're going to have to see how that plays out. Loza, I've seen them do quite well previously, and as you see, they are in the same server as Retsam, I assume the same alliance, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to play with each other. And talking about that, there are actually a server 14 people online team as well, which could be their friends that they're fighting up against. But Peter's ranked quite well. Retsam has, I've seen Retsam before, very good player. Of course, there are plenty of good players down below. I mean, this is by power, not necessarily by rank. There's plenty of these other people in the top 100 on both teams. This is probably the best or second best group in my opinion, so this is going to be an interesting battle. There is other groups such as the Group A that has 59 in it, which is notorious for not trying to play as a team, especially in preliminaries. So this is the group we've picked. Talking about, me picking that group, there is obviously semi-finals. There's going to be 2 options for me to pick from, which I would like to stream. So if halfway through this stream or after this stream is finished, you have a particular preference to which one I stream, make sure you let me know. We won't know which players are in which group yet, so just let me know if there's particular players you want to look at in the semi-finals, and I'll just potentially pick that group as soon as these teams are decided. At some point throughout the stream, we will be doing a giveaway, so for anyone that does not know how to get their player ID so that I can give the Evony development team your ID if you end up winning the giveaway. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to set that up just yet, but you just go to your player avatar up here in the top left and you click detail and it will just be at the top. So make sure you record that down, get that ready for later when I announce a giveaway. I know the giveaway has some materials, speed ups, gems in it. I can't recall the exact amount of those. Only 1 entry per person for this entire event. So if you're doing it here in the preliminaries, don't worry about it in the semi-finals and finals. We do have a bit of extra time here before the event starts. So I will be just quickly going into the event center and going over some of the rules in the regular event, which are mostly the same in the All-Star Battlefield. I'll first just go over some of the buildings. For anyone that doesn't know, you're going to have plenty of different buildings that have different uses. Some are just for score, some have a utility to them. So this first one here just basically means the throne, the large building in the middle, much like the regular map. Occupying that will earn you score and will earn your team score as a whole as well. Crystal mines, same thing. It's a lower amount of score, but there's 8 of them, there's not just 1. Portals are the first utility one you start to see, so that's 6 portals. Occupying it for 3 minutes will give a teleport chance to your whole team for All Stars Battlefield and regular Battlefield alike, and you also get scores from it. These teleport chances only mean that if it goes to 0, no one can teleport. Even if you have teleport items in your inventory, you cannot teleport around. So that's something to keep in mind if you're ever playing just the regular event. Don't just teleport around thinking you can just do it infinitely. You can't. And that's what we're going to be seeing in this event a little bit. Because it is one of the older continents, it's unlikely people are going to be moving around too much, but we may see them go to 0 because of the new building and people trying to figure out how they're going to go about capturing that new building, or if they're just going to leave it. We also have the Battlefield Hospital. It's a key building because in Battlefield you do not have to use resources to heal your troops, you just need speed ups. So by increasing your speed by a whole 60% at healing, there's a fantastic way to save quite literally money and just all of your items you may have just earned for free. And of course you get scores for having those as well. You also have the Blessing Towers, which can increase the whole team's attack and defense by 20%, and you earn scores. Lastly, the Knights Hall, basically, just to keep it simple, sends undead marches against your enemies every 3 minutes for the entire battle that you occupy it. But you have to occupy it obviously for 3 minutes straight before that happens. These probably aren't too much of an issue, they probably don't care so much, again in these older continents, but it can whittle away at your defenses a little bit, so it is worth having if you can, especially if you're playing by yourself in the regular events and you're a smaller player that doesn't have billions of power. Trying to keep this building is probably a good idea, otherwise over a whole period of an hour, if your enemies hold this building, you could be half killed already without them attacking you. For anyone that wants to convert these times into your own, all you have to do is come into this section here. These dates and times are in your local time. So for me, it's coming up on 2:30 p.m. For you, it'll be your own time in here. So you can check out when the semi-final is and the final, which, just to keep it easy, is on the 6th and 8th, as long as you're in the similar time zone to me. If you're in America, it might actually be a different date. But you can always check out the times in here. It's a 2-hour time slot as well. To Deanna in chat, I believe I'm going to be on Eagle team. I know people tune in at different times, so I will mention again, sorry for anyone that's been here the whole time, I'm streaming the preliminary battle for Group D of Peak of Glory. If you're looking for streams of King of Conquest, Pride of God, or simply other groups inside of Peak of Glory, do check out the Facebook page, the official Evony Facebook page, where they have the links to all of those different battles. Depending on how it ends up putting me into the battle, there is a chance that my game may crash, or I may have to just restart it for other reasons, or my stream may glitch out for a moment, but don't worry, I'll fix it as soon as I can. Because I'm going to be changing some things on my stream, I'm going to turn the music up for a little bit, the battle will start, and just enjoy, and I'll come back in maybe 5 minutes or so. Just before I do that though, for anyone that doesn't know, they're going to all start in a safe area and they won't be able to move for 5 minutes. They'll be in 2 separate corners and then they'll all teleport around to different buildings. So we're going to view the map and check that out. Alright, I'm back. So, as we were seeing in the beginning of the battle there, we're seeing a lot of scouts coming out. We had a fake rally there. Now they're taking, Eagle team are taking the hospital. They've already taken the new building, Rally Hall, which for anyone that didn't see when I was looking at it earlier, it increases your rally capacity by 15%. It's going to be interesting to see if there is a change of focus for Lion team if they try to take that building, because they're not particularly close to it. They didn't seem to try to take it originally. We've got a rally coming out from Lion team right now. So that seemed to have hit this player here. Cannot say his name, so I won't try, but we might see a report on that soon. So for anyone interested in some of these reports, I know a lot of players might be from newer servers and have never seen numbers like this. We have one of these Monarch level 35, Keep level 35s with a 5.5 million Joseph E. Johnston with 164 million troops. He's got a relatively even amount for each T14. Has quite a lot of archers in T13. Also in T12, which is what a lot of players do, is having a lot of ranged troops, especially slightly lower tiers like T12 even and T13. It is a little bit harder to create some of these T14s. It's definitely worth having them when you have high HP players you're going up against especially, but it's not always necessary, at least when you compare the amount of resources that go into some of the lower tiers to the T14. But going down, you can see layering an effect here, having 2 to 5 million of each, no matter what the tier is. So if you're looking to do that for yourself, it's definitely worth it. Of course, they don't have very many traps. A lot of players will end up having a very low amount of traps because in battlefields like this, they die permanently. So that's something to keep in mind if you're going to be doing this yourself. Probably don't really bother with the traps. In these reports of high keep levels, you can see the troop buffs as well. So you can see this player is quite high in siege machine attack. I'll leave that there for now because there's obviously a battle going on here. See what other rallies we can catch. So Eagle team has just hit Crown. He's not burning, so he obviously didn't die entirely. Another quick rally coming out from Lion team. Hitting Kara. And for anyone that doesn't know, I mean, when you get all of these players quickly speeding their troops into a rally and then they quickly attack them, that's necessary to prevent reinforcements, to prevent people moving or anything like that. That's why that happens. And when you see some of them go back where they don't, it's just because they didn't successfully join the rally. That's how important speeding a rally is, that sometimes multiple marches will not get into the rally by the time the rally setter sends it. So whenever you see them going back, that's what happens. That's what makes it a little bit hard for me to try to track where their attack is going. So Lion team holding the hospital. Eagle team still on the rally hall. No one's really bothering with the other buildings at the moment. So there we just saw people trying to reinforce Crazy against this rally against his city. Now I haven't on purpose checked out the scores just yet. We haven't really seen anyone burn either. So let's check out the scores now and see who's winning. So it is actually quite even. Eagle team are losing with Shady in first place. Weird character person in second place. Lynn. Then Crazy, and I'm sure you can look at the rest as I get back to the action here. That score will go up exponentially, be over 100,000, 200,000 over time. This is a 2-hour battle, as you can see the timer at the top. My timer inside the stream is not entirely active, but is close enough. So another rally on Baby K from Eagle team. Lion's still holding the hospital. So one thing you are seeing from both teams, they are taking a while in between checking out their scouts, deciding who they're going to attack, and then all piling into one rally at a time. They're not doing multiple, they're not doing solo attacks. That's always something to keep in mind when you're playing your own battlefield outside of it being all-stars even. Always be doing rallies, and what these people are doing with speed rallies are absolutely necessary to make sure your opponents aren't reinforced too quickly. So we're seeing another one coming out from this player here. That was onto El Jefe. And to my viewers, you know, again, you can use live chat. You can ask anything about this All Stars Battlefield or Evony as a whole, and make sure you stay tuned for a giveaway that will happen soon. And for those players that don't know their player ID, make sure you go to your avatar in the top left and click detail and look at your IDs. So when that giveaway happens, you can be ready with your ID and get your rewards, which are in-game rewards, of course. Another large rally coming into Trent right now. It took a while to speed that one up, so Baby K did send some of their troops away. As you see, Baby K is not on fire right now. That is probably because the rally was not effective enough to kill Baby K, and Baby K did not just send all of their troops away. They sent their most vulnerable troops away. Which would have depended upon which type of troop was being sent at them. So right now we're not really seeing many reports, so that probably indicates that these two teams are using Discord voice calls or some other chat outside of the game to talk with each other in a more real-time sense and decide on their targets to attack, which is a whole nother step for players to take to start doing that, but it's very good if you want to be excelling in the Battlefield event. Yet another rally on El Jefe. So they keep going for Baby K over here on Eagle Team, El Jefe. Let's take a look at the scores again. There's the same difference, but percentage-wise it's actually closer now. Eagle Team are probably losing some of these rallies they're doing because Lion Team's not actually attacking too much right now. They are trying to just reinforce. Let's just check out the battlefield map, see if any other buildings have been taken. So right now, still the same. Lion Team holding the Battlefield Hospital, the rally building being held by Eagle Team. So these are the supply carriages that I was talking about that are brand new to this event. So you can actually see the timer on there when they will reach a crystal mine. If someone were to occupy these crystal mines, they could actually pick a buff from these. I'm not sure how exactly that works. Maybe if someone takes a crystal mine at some point throughout this battle, we can find that out. To Haley, asking if they're in the right place. This is Group D of the Peak of Glory continent that we're spectating right now. If you are looking for a different battle, go to the official Evony Facebook page, where they have links for other streams. So yet another one on El Jefe from Eagle Team. Inching even closer now, Eagle Team. So Eagle Team must have won that rally. Lion Team finally pulling out another one, an old rip. They're obviously taking their time picking their targets. Let's check out the scores again. It's actually even, so they probably lost that one a little bit. It's only about 200 score in it currently. So Eagle Team must have just taken the Battlefield Hospital. Yes, they have. It appears a player probably took that and then left. I don't think they've got a lot of troops sitting in there. So Lion Team will most likely take that building soon. So we might have another rally here from Lion Team. It could just be reinforcements, because he was being scouted by Eagle Team. No, if it was a rally, they just rallied a player over here. or that might have been a building. Well, there actually is a player over here by the Blessing Tower that was just rallied. He's sending some of his troops away just in case they do a follow-up on that. The battle's really starting to pick up now. We're seeing multiple rallies coming out from both teams in quick succession. Line team were taking their time before, but now they're really getting desperate for that score. It is a team game, but it absolutely is individual as well. You need to be scoring yourself if you want to move through to the semi-finals. Moving through the semi-finals, by the way, will guarantee you an egg, as far as I'm aware. A dragon egg, that is. To the person in chat saying that the link for the one they wanted doesn't work, I mean, that's unfortunate, but luckily the semi-finals, there's only 2 of those battles, there's not 4, so if the player you want to watch is in one of those in particular, let me know, or just let me know of their name so I can pick that group on purpose. I can tell the development team to put me in that group. And that goes for anyone else. If you have a friend in this battle or any other battle in the Peak of Glory continent, make sure you let me know in the comments, and I can ensure that whoever has the most votes, in a way, I pick that group for the semi-finals. Very even score. Rallies coming out from both sides, seeing a lot of troops going back and forth here. I'm just going to check out the chat, see if there's any reports we can look at really quick. So you're seeing one of these here, very even. Obviously, Lion Team losing a little bit more as the attacker here. They've got the brand new, or relatively new, general right here as well, which is pretty good general you should check out. 1200% attack stats over here, 1000 on the siege. I will try to be quick and get back to the action for players that are here for that, but I know there's a lot of players that don't understand some of these reports, so we'll quickly go through it just on this side of things. I won't go all the way down to the defense. So you're seeing a lot of range. There's only, a few hundred of these other ones, more range of each tier, so that's called layering, and there's a lot of different benefits to that. I wouldn't necessarily recommend only doing 100 of all of these. I haven't seen that too much from other players, but it's absolutely something you can do, and there are obviously reinforcements that might have a couple other troop types in there, but keeping to 1-2 troop types is what a lot of these players would be doing, wiping out certain types of troops first and then doing a follow-up rally or two. That's why you've seen some players will get attacked and then send their troops to another city to try to hide them temporarily, because they know they're going to be a target once their defenses are half wiped out. So you might see reports like we just looked at where it's relatively even on the losses on each side, but once players have been beaten down once, if they come back again, they're going to get beaten down twice as hard. So it's a very cat and mouse game, trying to hide your troops, trying to reinforce each other and protect each other's weaknesses. So Lion Team did recently, I missed that, did recently get the Battlefield Hospital back. It appears that Eagle Team might be trying to take it, as it might not be reinforced with any troops currently. I'm going to quickly look at the battlefield map. So Blessing Tower over here has been taken by Lion Team. Eagle Team have captured a couple of portals and the main building in the middle. No one is currently getting the crystal mines to check out the new feature in the game, which are these carriages here that can offer a buff. Hopefully they will at some point, so we can check that out. So we've got another rally coming in from Eagle team. See, a lot of those are being sent back, so they're obviously speeding it up a little bit too quickly. But after this one, we'll check out the scores once again. So that was onto Muck this time. He is one of the top 5 on Lion team for power at least. And his rank was not too bad in the top 300 either. So they're definitely not shying away from attacking some of the larger players. So we're going to take a look at the scores. We're going to go a little bit deeper this time. So still even on both sides. This does matter. It doesn't matter if you're on the winning team or not, but certainly the individual scores matter as well. So we're going to go through those. So the Baby K, I'm not entirely sure if they have been like point trading or something, but they are second. Even though they've been attacked a bunch of times, they're actually still beating out Eagle team. So Eagle team must have lost some rallies against Baby K. Baby K's in second there. With El Jefe, both Lion team. We've even got another one coming up here, Tuz. So Sav, Shady, Pitchfork, and so on going down. We're just going to look at the top 15 for now. So we've got most of the higher power players in here. Ret Sam, probably going to need to get a little bit more points on the board. He is one of the higher power players, and he's not up there just yet. Peter, Docs are quite low for their power. They are in the top 5, same with Dirk. So we're hopefully going to see a little bit more from those players soon. We'll go back to the battle for now. To the person in chat saying it takes a lot of money to get that kind of attack buff. I mean, it can, but some of these people are in like server 14 and there's like 500, 600 servers now. So they've been playing the game a long time. It is certainly possible. Probably not possible by just using one account. And certainly not possible while trying to take like a month break or something. You have to keep going for a long time, but there are some people in here that have probably done it for free or almost for free. In this continent at least. Having said that, in the third continent, that's why I said just this one, in the third continent there is someone that's over 11 billion power, like 12 billion power or something like that, which is one of the biggest players in the entire game. And he's in like server 440, which is quite damn new. It's like 6 months old or something. So another rally, again from Eagle team. Eagle team really are taking the initiative, doing a ton of rallies. They are losing quite a few of them, but they're probably going to be learning from it a lot more than Lion team are. Getting used to each other and each other's play styles, and they're probably in a voice call, so they're gonna get a little bit of a better sense of teamwork as the battle goes on. We're only 30 minutes into this 2-hour battle, so it will evolve over time. We will see some of those bigger players start to get a little bit more comfortable and get a lot more points on the board as we go through this event. So I'm just scrolling through this, so anyone that's interested in looking at some of these very large players, exactly what they have, if you wanted to try to percentage-wise copy them, you certainly can. Obviously keeping in mind some of their troops might be dead, it's not necessarily all of what they have. So if I'm going too fast, when this comes up as a VOD, video on demand, you can always come back through and look at that. And he's obviously using Tran, which is a good one. That general you can get for free, actually, in the tavern. So we've got another Lion team rally onto this player here. They did have reinforcements. I'm not sure if all of those reinforcements were there in time. Sorry for missing that one. But we'll check out the scores and see if that's changed anything. Lion team probably did get the upper hand in that one. We have seen Eagle team, or at least individually, a couple of players come up in the rankings, but Lion team are dominating the top 10 for sure, with 7 of the top 10. Eagle team are creeping into the higher ranks, but the people here that are in 15th kind of places, those are probably back there because they've given these higher players that are in Lion Team points. They're only just there because they did okay. Not all of them, of course. But that's going to be something that's interesting to look at. Some of the players that are just throwing themselves out of desperation to get points. That will happen, and that will affect quite heavily the winning team, and therefore who goes through to the next event. If anyone has particular players that you know in this battle and you want me to pay a little bit more attention to them, their rallies, their reports, or anything like that, I can certainly do that, so do let me know in the comments. There is a chance I will miss some comments, but I'll try my best not to. When we started off this event, you were seeing very little reinforcements coming in on players being rallied, but you're seeing a lot of reinforcements being done now on each of these players that are being rallied. It may even come down to that, who can reinforce faster, because these rallies that do hit pretty hard. If you can reinforce with an equal amount of troops, you can really turn the tide of that battle immensely. Over the last 10 minutes or so, you have actually seen it change from Eagle Team going on the offensive, and now they are trying to reinforce their players. They're being a little bit more conservative. There's probably a bunch of players that have really thrown themselves into Lion Team and have lost a few times, and therefore aren't starting rallies until they've decided if they're going to heal their troops or not. So you are seeing one of the biggest players on Lion Team over here, sitting right next to Eagle Team. It'll be interesting to see why he's there, what he's trying to achieve. Just quickly look at the buildings. We are seeing one of these crystal mines being taken by Lion Team. Some of these other buildings are changing hands a little bit. Another portal going to Eagle Team. We're going to check out this crystal mine really quick. There's not currently a carriage coming to this, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of buff players are getting from these carriages. If you do know and you have seen somewhere what the buff is, I'd like to know, so do leave that in chat. But as far as I'm aware, it's not been announced. This is Group D of Peak of Glory continent. Old Rip, yeah, he did get attacked earlier. I saw his port. I think he was in this area somewhere. He may have moved. Or maybe he was the player that was off by himself. I'll try to find him. Oops. Sorry if I'm blind trying to find this Old Rip player. So seeing another rally coming into Viper. Actually, that might be reinforcements, because I think he was being scouted. Attacked, rather. There you go. Sometimes these rallies do lag when they're coming out of a player's keep, because there's so many troops in it and so many troops inside of the keep that the calculations that are being done take a long time. And we found Old Rip. It's right there. So I'll remember where he is. I'll come back occasionally. To the person in chat, Old Rip's joining this rally. I'm not sure if he actually managed to enter it. I think he got kicked out of the rally. But that's on to Sandman. You did see quite a few reinforcements coming in there. Hopefully they got in. Well, shouldn't say that. I don't have a preference on who wins, but just saying for Lion Team, they should hope that they got them in time. Eagle Team are losing once again. There's not too many points in it. We should see that gap open up after about an hour, but that's quite a ways from now. Yeah, I may have passed him multiple times. I thought he was down in this corner over here, that old Rip player, when he got attacked the first time. Maybe he was always up there. There's a lot of players to keep an eye on. Just going to take a quick look at this player's stats. They're more so geared towards ground, but they're weirdly even in a lot of those stats. You would have imagined it would be a little bit higher than that, like 1,000% or so. Because that is one of the larger players for Lion team that we were just looking at. El Jefe is finally on fire. They've attacked him like 5 times. I think that's the first one we've seen on fire so far. If anyone has suggestions for players to look at or things to do or not do, if it's kind of getting on your nerves, me clicking on certain things that's not what you want to see, just let me know in chat. I won't be offended much. So Waggy Monster still just sitting up there by himself, not sure what he's trying to achieve. I don't think he's really got too many scores. We'll just try to see, because I think he is the largest Lion team player. Actually, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom and see who has no score. So here I'm just outing all the people that are doing nothing, if you wanted to see. Even Love Letter is down here, Waggy is down here, only 1,000 points. They're some of the largest players on either team. So we've got Sav here now for Eagle team on first place. El Jefe is still quite high. He was on fire just before. He might not end up healing his troops if he's got that much points. He may have been on fire because he sent his troops away though, I'm not entirely sure. So we just missed a rally on Say My Name. I'm not sure if that was reflected in the total numbers. Eagle team, still 4,000 points behind currently. Just right now, trying to find some of the people that were mentioned in chat. Do have a couple of Eagle teams sitting right next to Lion team right now. So here's the Tuz person. Now I'm not entirely sure if the Lilia and Red Mist are in this battle. I can't see them in here. Seeing a ton of rallies coming out at the moment. Eagle team is edging out those rallies just slightly. A lot of these rallies throughout this battle so far have not been one-sided. They have been pretty even, but of course with the scores being slightly different there, obviously it's edging out towards Lion team a little bit. I'm just going to quickly go over buildings again before I try and find those characters again. Oh, sorry, not characters, players. So Eagle team did just take the hospital. Eagle team are taking quite a few buildings. Lion wasn't for a while. They are picking up some portals and crystal mines now, and Lion team do currently have the rally hall building. I'm not entirely sure what Old Rip's power was before, but the person that was watching for him is 2.5 billion right now. Eagle team, Dirk, I think he's in the middle somewhere. Yeah, he's here. Oh, sorry, you said Eagle team for that player, my bad. I can't say his name, but I'll try to find him real quick. Oh, yeah, he's right here. I'll just call him Enrique, makes it easier. So we are seeing a lot of rallies coming out, but there are pauses throughout the battle sometimes where both teams are trying to take the battlefield hospital and other buildings. I think currently all buildings are actually held by one team or another. They aren't using the Knight's Hall. That might just be because of the amount of lines that creates. It just becomes ridiculous and hard to battle, so neither team wants to do that. So another rally on Old Rip. He was 2.5 billion power before. He was obviously reinforced as well, so there's more power than that lost. Quite a big loss for him, but let's check out the scores and see where Old Rip is in the scores. So he's 14th right now, so even if Eagle team loses, currently Old Rip is looking to be in the semi-finals. I don't believe Dirk has been attacked. This player may have been previously. Got Jason 13 here for the person mentioning him in chat. To Kristen, I'll look in the scores again. I'll look at the names. I may have just missed them. They could be in a different battle, maybe, because this is Group D of Peak of Glory. Maybe looking at the wrong one, perhaps, or I'm just simply blind. Either way. So you got Jason here for the person that was looking for him. He's in 46th right now. Dirk is back here also. Yeah, I think Red Mist and the other player might be in a different battle right now. You can look on the official Facebook page for the other battles. So Dirk just did something here. He sent an attack against Tuz. Not sure if that was a fake attack or he actually hit the player. More rallies from Lion Team. Hitting Kara. It is a bit of a back and forth with the point scoring here, but Lion Team seems to be hitting their stride, getting a lot of more rallies in than Eagle Team are. They're definitely pulling ahead slightly over time. But there are a lot of players on both sides that are high power that are currently like in 50th place and things like that, so we'll hopefully see some more action out of them because they will need to improve their scores by 3-fold, 5-fold more before they're going to be getting into the ranks they need to move through to the semi-finals. If you're not on Facebook, I can look at some point what group those players are in, and I can just give you the link to the stream. It's just by me looking at the players for other battles, it's going to keep me out of viewing this battle 5-10 minutes. So right now Dirk's being scouted. He may be attacked at some point for the person that was looking out for him. Got another rally coming into Trent, not sure who he's attacking. Seems to be reinforcing their own team as well. So Baby K's been attacked again. They were on top before. They might be back in first place. Not quite. But it is pretty close up here in the top 5 ranks. Some players here not really thinking this would be the ranking right now. There are a lot of people missing that are the highest power players. Another rally coming into areas here. So Pitchfork was just attacked by that rally, or it might have been a different one. Late reinforcements by Eagle. That's one thing to mention as well, if you've never played this before or haven't played too much, sometimes these people will do fake rallies, so making you think that you're going to attack them with mounted and then you might attack them with ranged or things like that, or you might just do a fake rally on one player but you really want to attack a different one. Especially because these players have so many troops, it's very easy to just set up multiple full rallies that could be legitimate rallies. It will sometimes force the enemy team to reinforce a player that you're not actually going to attack. So we will be seeing that sometimes. It is a little bit hard to follow because it can lag because of the calculations being done server side. It can take a little while. So with these fake rallies, it can be hard to catch sometimes. But that is what's happening. A little bit, for instance, with Lion Team, I think that's what they just did before. To Lydia in chat, I believe he did hit someone solo. I think he hit Tuz over here. I'm not sure why he did that. He may have recalled his march. It might have been a fake thing that he was doing. I didn't see it hit myself. Thanks, Zach. Good night to you and anyone else that has to leave the stream at any point. Thanks for tuning in. So Old Rip has healed his troops. He's back up to 2.5 billion. I'm not sure what Dirk was at originally, but he's at 7.3 right now. I'm just going to go through some of the players that people are mentioning in chat so you can see their power. I'm sure you're familiar with what they usually are to tell if they're at their full power right now or not. Ooh, got El Jefe on fire yet again. Another rally from Lion Team. They're really ramping up these. I'm probably going to end up missing quite a few, but I'm doing what I can. Like I said earlier, if anyone has suggestions for the stream, if you'd like me to look at certain things or not do certain things I'm doing, if you find it annoying for some reason, let me know. If there's any issue with audio or anything like that, also let me know and I'll try to fix those issues. So we've still got a little bit over an hour in this battle left. Scores are currently Eagle Team with 99,869 and Lion Team with 103,879. Pitchfork has overcome Sav and other players to be in first place now. He's with Eagle Team. Sav in third place, again Eagle Team, with a bunch of places behind that with Lion Team. Eagle Team are falling behind at least some of the players. You got Old Rip back here in 17th for the players that were looking for him. Don't recall this player being attacked before, but he's 10th right now for the person that was looking for him. Peter's back here in 32nd. He is one of the larger players. Hopefully we see more out of him soon. Love Letter also. Dirk's back here in 41st. Jason is 52nd. Apologies if I ever forget any of the players that are mentioned in chat. There's a lot to keep up with here. To Tracy in chat, this is the live stream for the Peak of Glory continent. I can't remember exactly what server it goes up to. It doesn't go up to your server, certainly. This is Group D as well. So if you're looking for other streams, you can see it on the official Facebook page for Evony, where they've listed live streams for all the different groups and continents. If you're looking for a certain player, you can also look in-game in the battlefield building just outside your walls. You click that, click All Stars, click the continent you want to look at, which you see in the tabs at the top. Click Schedule, and you can look at all the different groups and the teams and find particular players you're looking for. Barbara, thank you for the 250 super chat. Just for that, I'll go in and just quickly double check the exact servers. Really, I'll hopefully get back to the battle. I just saw another one coming up there. So Peak of Glory is server 2 to 236. I didn't realize it went up that much. 237 to 366 is King of Conquest, and Pride of God is 367. So we're following the second one, the first one, and Group D. Again, you can look on the official Facebook page for other streams. So Tuz from Lion Team, that someone from chat was following, he's moved up to Eagle Team. A couple other Lion Team players here. You got Never Been up here. It did seem like the player was up in the top right corner left. I forgot his name. Lion Team, one of their bigger players. So Dirk's still up here, not doing too much. Old Rip still, I mean, he's down a little bit on power, but he's mostly at his full power. Keeps healing. We haven't seen too much from the likes of Loza yet. Hopefully these players soon start attacking. Some of these larger players might be, unfortunately, letting other players that are desperate for points fight it out first, so they get a little easier after they're all dead. When this battle started, we saw a lot of scouts coming out. No one was attacking each other yet. We're only seeing a few here and there, so it's obviously a very concentrated attack. They're being strategic with who they scout just to throw off the enemy team, as well as fake rallies as well that we've seen, especially out of Lion team. Seen another attack on Peter. He was reinforced quite heavily. Just to go back to the buildings. Lion team holding the new rally building, which, for anyone that doesn't know, it looks like this, and it boosts the rally capacity by 15%. A lot of buildings are being held by Eagle team right now. One of the Blessing Towers are held by Lion team and the Battlefield Hospital. I understand what the person in chat is I understand what the person in chat is saying there about scrolling around too fast. It's just in part because I'm trying to see where the rallies are coming from, which happen in under 15 seconds usually, and I'm trying to see where they're going to check out any other rallies that might come in very quickly. I have to quickly keep looking around. I can't necessarily stay in one place. As soon as this battle is a little bit slow right now, I'll try to be slow. I won't scroll around so much because I'm sure there's people viewing right now that can't keep up. Someone's asking for Eagle team. Zephyron. Not sure if I've seen that player. Oh, okay, he's right here. Now I've seen him. So he actually is right next to a Lion team player. He could be a target sometime soon. Tuz is still up here from Lion team as well. Another very big rally onto Lady Fury. Waggy Monster did leave for a while, and now he's back right next to Old Rip. Just gonna follow this. So Docs just attacked a love letter by himself, it seems. Going to take this time to look at some more reports. So the defense here of Eagle team losing 1.7 billion in one attack. Lion losing 920 million. Seeing the use of Joseph E. Johnson, pretty low Joseph E. Johnson. I'm not sure why it's so low. Against a Minamoto, which is pretty much maxed out. Over 1000% ranged attack. A little bit more even on the other side here. That's probably part of what caused such a large loss of life there, even with the very large debuffs. It still would have affected them quite heavily. And you see the same things we saw when we looked at another report, where at least the person leading the attack is sending pretty much only ranged, with millions of killed troops as a result. Very little of anything else. Looking at about 1,000 per troop type. Although this is clearly something that's working for them, it is something to avoid if you don't have the stats to back it up. You definitely don't want to be attacking people with similar stats as you, just with a ton of range if they have 100 million troops or something. But certainly if you're in the same situation as these people, it's clearly what they're trying to go for. So Waggy Monster, he hasn't done so much himself just yet. You can see he probably has a pretty potent defense with his siege attack being 1100% currently. He is debuffing ranged quite heavily as well, so attacking him is not a great idea. That might be in part why he doesn't have so much score right now. He wants someone to attack him. To the people in chat saying it's too focused on Eagle Team, I'm probably correct. I will go on to Lion Team a little bit more. Lion Team still holding the Battlefield Hospital, which, I mean, that's an interesting point where Eagle Team wanted to be a little bit off-centered from the Battlefield Hospital. Lion Team chose to be right up against it, which is helping them keep it. So both teams are losing billions of power over the course of this battle, and Lion Team are getting faster healing time by holding that hospital. So we're seeing another large rally. Lion Team onto one of our viewers' friends here. He was couple 100 million higher than that before, but you can see he's still not doing too bad. He may have just healed really quickly, or it might just be taking a while to come off. He was obviously reinforced. We're seeing a lot more reinforcements coming out very quickly from both teams. Clearly a focus for them to try to get those kills on the reinforce. Still not working out too well for Eagle Team with that though, because they are certainly getting large losses occasionally. Might be seeing a rally here out of Shady. So that rally was on to this player here. He's been attacked a few times by rallies. He's probably in the top 10 right now for score. So this player was just attacked again solo by... they sped their attack back. It was probably Zoom or something. But for that attack, he actually sent his troops away. Try to save them. Looks like Waggy was reinforced and someone just recalled, or he maybe sent his troops away. Waggy might be looking to make a move soon. Old Rip, sending his troops out for another rally. It might have been onto Tuz. So I think they just had a rally and a solo attack on Tuz. El Jefe was attacked a bunch of times. He was on fire at least twice. You can see he's now relocated to the opposite side to try to be further away. The person asking about server 259 players, unfortunately I'm not in those servers. I'm not spectating those servers right now, and I can't. You have to go to the official Facebook page and check out the links for those to see a stream where they are covering that. So Tuz over here has been attacked solo a couple more times. We'll take a quick look at the scores, see how that's affecting the scores. He is number 2 right now, surprisingly. There's a chance he was taking those hits on purpose, or she. Having said that, there's no one that's come up in the ranks as Eagle Team, so they might have actually been getting positive kills. Pitchfork still in first place. Sav holding his place up there. Mark still up there. Again, a lot of players that are up in those high ranks are not the highest power players. So you can tell that power isn't always everything. You definitely need those good stats. We're seeing a much larger difference between the two teams arising now. So we're seeing another Eagle Team player come in right in the middle of Lion Team. Lion Team teleporting around him, surrounding him. We're seeing both teams actually teleport rather close to each other, and for the most part they're not actually attacking. They're just kind of sitting there, so it'd be interesting to see if this new player that just teleported in is going to get attacked. I think he was here earlier, but he's come back again. So Eagle Team holding the hospital now. Just going to check where this rally ended up going. So Squishy Siege, he's been attacked a few times. Just going to check out his power. He's still pretty high power right now. Old Rip was reinforcing him. Some other players were reinforcing him. That was probably a good hit for Eagle Team. As you can see, Sav is back in first place. So Tuz reinforcing this player here right before he was solo attacked. So Lion Team are really moving up on Eagle Team, reinforcing each other, taking solo attacks. There's a chance that that's point trading that's happening. I'm hoping that it's not. Yaniv from chat, I'm not entirely sure what you mean. I don't know if you're talking about a player's name. I don't recall seeing that name in the battle, if that's what you mean. We're just past the halfway point of this All-Stars Battlefield event. That means that they're probably going to slow down a little bit on some of the attacks until they might get a little bit desperate towards the end. 30 minutes, maybe even 15 minutes. So I'm just going to take the opportunity for anyone that hasn't already subscribed to this channel. I do make Evony guides, so some of them might be a little bit outdated. So if you have any questions where things might have been updated since I made them, do leave it in the comments of those videos, and I always get back to my comments. And I'll be making new videos after this streaming event. So the semis and the finals, and stay tuned to the semis and the finals as well, where I'll hopefully be able to release my new website, which has full translations for speaking Spanish and any other language as well. So that's just going to be all text-based stuff, as well as it having more information that's currently available on my channel. But for now, at least, subscribe to the channel, like the stream, and check out all of my other videos. But now we'll get back to the battle, which everyone is here for. So another rally yet again coming out from Lion team. Eagle team have really started to slack on the rallies. I've seen a bunch of solo attacks from Eagle team attacking Lion team, or even reinforcing here and there, but I have a feeling some of the players may have been happy enough with their scores and are not participating as much right now from Eagle team. Waggy Monster is scouting more. He is sending a couple attacks here and there, and reinforcements more so. He might begin trying to get his point soon. So we're seeing a ground rally coming into this player here. Can't say his name. Line team currently holding the rally hall. They're trying to take it back. So Waggy Monster's moved over to the left side here, next to some of the larger keep players from Eagle team. I will look at some other places in a moment, but I have a feeling you might be looking at the wrong stream here, Waleed. I don't see the player that you're talking about on Lion team. They could be elsewhere, so I will keep looking. Here's Elmer J. Fudd right now. He is close to some of these Lion team players. I can't recall what power they would have been at the beginning, but the player that asked to see this player, I mean, they're at 4.4 billion right now. Not sure if that's their total power or they've lost some. So another rally onto this player here. He was about 1.5 billion. He's only gone down a little bit, so he may have been reinforced. At least the one ground reinforcement. Some came in a little bit late. So Score, Sav back in first place. Pitchfork second. Then Shady. Tuz is still up there in the top 5. And Never Been. Got D Crazy. Got Muck. This other player, some of these names I can't say, I do apologize. Trent, Baby K, El Jefe, Ares, Sandman, Roller Pig. And here's some of the other ones. Try to find players that people have been following. So Old Rip is unfortunately back here outside of the 25, which He's not where he wants to be. Probably wants to be, maybe about 15th if he wants to be a little bit more likely to get through. So he might need about another 1,000 points or so, a little bit more than that. Zephyron back at 32nd place. So all these people we're looking at right now, if they don't go up in their score, they're going to be knocked out for this round. So Dirk's back here, 44th. If there's anyone I miss where I'm going too fast for, you do let me know. The only reason I'm really doing that is because people want to see the battle as well. Unfortunately, Elmer is back here, not too many points right now. Hopefully he does participate a little bit more. So Lion Team, Slick is solo attacking. Another, what seems to be a solo attack on Squishy Siege as well, coming out from Creek. Yes, this is Group D for Peak of Glory, which is the first continent. I think it's up to server 230 or so. Now I can do a slower roll over the scoreboard if that's what you meant, because I know the stream is a little bit delayed from when I see the chat. I can certainly do that again, but slower, but as soon as I just did it, I won't do it for probably about 10 minutes or so. As the battle comes to a close, I will probably be focusing a little bit more on the scoreboard rather than watching the battle, just because it's easier to see in the scoreboard than it is just watching the battle, because it's very hard to remember the power levels of everyone and cross-check it and so on. So we're just going to see what we can do. So Lion Team have picked up plenty of buildings. Eagle Team have had most of them for some time. Lion taking most of them back. But Eagle Team do currently have the Battlefield Hospital, which is one of the most important ones to be having. Waggy Monster has come back to his team. He might be joining some rallies soon. So we've got an attack on Slick, Beyond as well. One thing we've been seeing from Lion Team is most of their rallies are going to errors in the middle there, keeping it nice and simple. Eagle Team have not always been doing the same. There's been a few different people setting these rallies, so it's a little bit more disorganized, which is showing in the leaderboards a little bit. There's a 10,000 difference in score between the teams, which is very important for anyone that didn't hear previously when I said it, or you haven't read it in the rules yourself. The top 15 people from the winning team in individual score, they will go through the semi-finals. The next 10 people, whether you win or lose as a team, the next 10 people in individual score will go through. That means it's very beneficial to be on the winning team. You don't have to be, but certainly it's going to be looking a lot better for Lion Team going through, where there are actually a lot of Eagle Team up in these higher ranks. As you see, it's relatively even, but you're going to see a lot more Lion Team going through if Eagle team don't claw back some points here. So someone asked about a particular person, Swissy Siege. I'll just quickly try to find them. So Siege is back at 70th. He's going to need to like quadruple his points or something like that just to be in earshot of the semi-finals. I can check out their power currently, see if they're ready to go again. So there's still 6.5 billion power. They can still do a lot. They're just currently not participating as much in the rallies. I've not seen them enter them too much. I'm not sure where the player was up here that we were watching before went. Try to find him again. So the Laden Dragon, I don't think anyone can get that at all. There is a chance that there will be a way for people to get it without playing in All Stars in the future, but currently only people that have won previous All Stars would have gotten one, or at least will be in the top 100 places. With the addition of the new dragon, you're no longer having the Laden there. There's definitely a chance you won't be able to get that ever again. Hopefully they'll do something so that players can get it, because it is obviously better than the other dragons. There's a reason you see a lot of people using it. Not everyone, but there's a lot of people doing it. Just to reiterate for Lydia, the top 15 of the winning team will go through to the semi-final. 16th place to 25th place will be decided by the next highest 10 ranked people. So you could be, if Eagle team loses right now, Sav will technically be placed 16th. He won't be first in the final leaderboard. He'll just be 16th. He won't be first. Neverbin will be first. Shady will be second. Tuz will be third. Pitchfork will be 17th. Hopefully that explains it enough. If it's still too confusing, you can ask me again. Eagle team recently got the hospital back. They're still not seemingly going for the rally hall, which kind of makes sense. They're not doing as many rallies as Lion team, but you did just see one come out there from Eagle team. I do apologize for always going over to Eagle team, but to be honest, it's in part because Lion team are doing more rallies, so I'm following it to the end of the rally. El Jefe was just attacked again, on fire again. He did teleport away. And Dragomir, are you sure that player is in this battle? This is Group D of the Peak of Glory continent. I don't recall seeing that player before in this battle. There's a lot of different information I can go over in the battlefield. If there's anything I'm missing out on that you want me to look at, that I'm ignoring, I know I keep looking at Eagle Team a lot and not Lion Team. There's other things I can be doing better, but do let me know in chat and I'll try to look at them. I know I haven't really been looking at reports so much, that's why I'm just taking a look at this one. Muck is one of the larger players in the battle. He's obviously lost a lot of power. I'm pretty sure he's much higher than this originally. Losing 900 in this one, with Lion Team losing a little bit less. Seeing a lot of Joseph E. Johnston, which is the same defense general I have, so if you have him, make sure you upgrade him. Great one to have. Minamoto is great. There are a lot of other newer generals that are great as well that you can get to replace him. Most people are having, this kind of attack for ranged, using ranged a lot in these battles. With defense, people trying to use siege, seeing over the 1000% there. Yet again, using 500, 1000 of each, using predominantly ranged in their attacks. You certainly can use siege as well with the ranged to make it a little bit better, but when you're fighting at these kind of levels, people don't tend to do it. It's actually better just to send a little bit of everything, layer them in, which is using each troop tier, like this guy is, with some large amounts of ranged. But of course he's being reinforced as well, so that makes it even better that he's doing that, and everyone is doing that with their marches within the reinforcement, sending pretty much all ranged, all of the top tiers as well. And that amounts to 11 million reinforcements on the attack, with practically all of them being wounded. And they're still getting those types of numbers on the defense here. They've only got a few million reinforcing. They do have 162 million troops, to be fair, on the defense. But even trying to attack it can be very hard. That's why you're probably seeing Eagle Team try to play the defense a little bit more. They're not rallying quite as much as Lion Team, because they are losing quite a few of those battles. And this is, just another example of Eagle Team defending, getting a little bit of the upper hand. It might take a while for those scores to start to change. So Eagle Team may come into the lead, but they are still, 12 or so thousand points behind Lion Team currently. With Never Been is first now. Pitchfork and Sav is still holding in. D Crazy still top 5. Tuz is still up there. Love Letter was outside of even the top 20, top 30 for a while there. He is top 10 now. Muck is also up there. El Jefe has been up there for most of the game. Has been struggling with getting on fire a bunch of times where a lot of his troops is dying, but he's obviously still holding strong in 11th place. Rhett Sam was out of the battle for a while. He's now 12th. Peter as well, he was not doing too much for a while, now 19th. Beyond is same thing. I mean, he wasn't doing too much for a while. For the last 30 minutes or so, he's been slowly racking up those points, and that kind of finishes off our top 25 there, which isn't necessarily the ones that move through, but is a good idea of the ones that will be moving through, because there's a lot of Lion team in there. Got Jason, Old Rip back in 27th, 28th. They don't have too much to go to get over that threshold, so hopefully Old Rip can do that. Waggy Monster is coming up in the ranks a little bit. He's been a little bit behind. He's perhaps moved about 10 places up in the leaderboards. Dirk is still struggling on points. He's obviously got more points, but he's actually gone down in rank, I think, since we last looked. Loza still struggling, very far back there in the points. Even though she was coming into this one of the higher power players in the entire matchup, and the highest power player on Eagle team. Okay, so there is Explode. So sorry to that person that mentioned before that he was in this battle. I just didn't see him. He was in another location. I did forget for a moment about trying to find him. He must have been at a building or something like that. Elma is getting a few more points, not too much, and that just finishes off our leaderboard. If throughout the battle anyone has anyone that you want me to look at, I can do that very quickly. And you can of course look at the, not the leaderboard, but the player list as well in game by going to the battlefield building just outside your walls, clicking All Stars Battlefield, selecting the continent you want at the tab at the top, click schedule, and this group is Group D of Peak of Glory. So you can use those parameters just to look at the different matchups there that we're currently dealing with in this battle. So while we were looking at the scores there, we've seen even more players, probably from both teams, actually teleport around. You look on the map, it's almost as if there's half of Eagle team together where they originally were, and Eagle team have moved over to Lion team, and there's a bit of a vice versa thing as well. There's a lot of Lion team over by Eagle team. Eagle team have teleported a lot of people close here to try to keep them from taking the battlefield hospital, provide a little bit of a barrier, make it slightly harder to get that hospital. Not like it necessarily does anything. Of course they can march right past them and get it, but I assume they have troops in there reinforcing it. Seen as Eagle team have had it for a while now. Got Old Rip's been teleported up here. Elma's up here trying to get his points. He's been not getting too much points up until this point. Ret Sam still up here. He's been up here for a while. Seeing some solo attacks coming out from Eagle team onto Lion team. Squissy Siege is also up here trying to get his points. We're going to be seeing that as in the last 30 minutes now. A lot of solo attacks are going to come out. Got Explode up here as well. It's really going to be a race to get in that top 25, even the top 15, to try to get through to the semi-finals. So Eagle team rallying Roller Pig. And after that, I think it might have been Dirk that just sent a solo attack against him. See in a moment. When it begins to return, it was Dirk, yes. Trying to pick up those points. He is behind in the 40 to 50 range in the leaderboards. It's going to check out the buildings once again. So we have seen Eagle team take back that rally building Lion team holding practically every other building at the moment, which may be helping them with these carriages which offer additional bonuses to people holding their crystal mines. Nine team are usually rallying on errors. We might be having one coming out of another player now. It seems to be a siege rally as well. And that was onto Victoria. We haven't seen them too much up until now, but they may have gone up quite a lot off of that battle. I don't think they were getting too many reinforcements there, so it could have been a loss for Eagle team potentially. They did have some reinforcements from Peter. Tuz is teleported up here as well, closer in. We've seen him teleporting around a lot. Waggy Monster's been teleporting around a lot as well. We've seen a lot of team play out of both teams, I would say especially Lion team. But as this battle is ending now, in about 23 minutes, more and more people are teleporting out of their position in their team groups and are going for those solo attacks. Like we just saw another one from Lion team onto Zephyrin. I know I'm probably saying that name wrong, but I tried. Throughout this battle, El Jefe has been attacked probably like 20, 25 times and just got another 2 attacks just then. Just going to check out the top 10, 15 or so. So Pitchfork taking first place again. Never been in second. Sav and D Crazy. D Crazy was 5th last time we looked. He's 4th now. Tuz is still up there in top 10. Red Sam just barely in the top 10 there in 10th place. Errors. Been running a lot of these rallies, 12th place. It does look like the top 20 or so spots might end up going to Lion team for the semi-finals. I think this Lion team player renamed themselves to Rally Me. Shows the desperation for points of some of these players, that they're gonna try to rename themselves in the hopes of being attacked. D Crazy from Eagle team's just on fire now. Just from a solo attack as well. So he pretty much just got zeroed out. But he is very close to the top of the leaderboard. He might be trying to keep himself there, so he's taking these attacks head on. Seeing some fighting words from the Eagle team towards their own members. It appears that in the last 20 minutes or so here, we're going to see mostly solo attacks. We might have another rally here happening. That could just be reinforcements. Pitchfork, one of our top 5, is now on fire. Sav has gone down a bit in the rankings. Had total scores looking at 247,000 for Eagle team and 265,000 for Lion team. So that gap is widening. Lion team look to be our winner for this battle, but we'll have to see in the last 10 minutes or so if anything changes. There's a lot of players that probably should be in the top ranks here so that they can move through to the semi-finals, but they're currently not. Still got the hospital being held by Eagle team. Lion team don't seem to be trying to get it back, but Eagle team are sitting here right in front of Lion team, trying to prevent them from getting that building, trying to break Lion team up and get those easier kills in, especially with these solo attacks. So, to anyone still watching, make sure in the live chat right now you put your player ID, and I'll make sure that the development team send you a nice little package of items. I can't recall exactly what they were saying was in it, but I know it's some gems, speed ups, and some material chests. Again, put your ID, your player ID from the game in the live chat, and I'll make sure they get those to you. For those players that do not know how to get their ID, you can go to your avatar in the top left, click details, and it will be displayed at the top of the screen. So we have an Eagle team player on fire right now. El Jefe once again on fire. Last 14 minutes now. Got some Lion team teleporting into the Eagle team area. Tons of people coming up on fire now. So you got Tuz, My Town, and this Chinese character here. Gurav, I don't know if your message is replying to what I said about the giveaway thing, but if it is, you gotta give me the ID like the other people in chat have, for me to be able to send you anything, or at least get the Evony development team to send it to you. In a couple minutes, I'll go back through the entire leaderboard and show you where everyone currently is at. And hopefully we can see some of these larger players come back into the top rankings in the last 10 minutes. It is going to be a little bit hard to follow the battle for a while here because people are desperately trying to get their score up. They're teleporting around quite a lot. Doing solo attacks, there's not too many rallies going on right now. People are just having an all-out war. That also does mean I'm probably not going to have any reports to look at because they're just relying on themselves to try to get the points at the end here. And now it's finally 10 minutes left in this battle. Momentarily, I will be taking a look at that leaderboard. If you have any questions about Evony, put them in the live chat now, because the stream will probably end in about 20-25 minutes or so. Put them in the stream now. If it's about All Stars Battlefield, if there's anything else you want me to look at towards the end of this battle, make sure you ask now. And for anyone that hasn't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do click the subscribe button down below and check out my streams that will be coming up on Thursday and Saturday for the semi-finals and the finals of Peak of Glory Continent. So just now we did just see one more rally coming out from Eagle Team. A bunch of solo attacks happening around here involving Slick, some of these Japanese players, Chinese. There's a lot of battling going on here. Going to be a lot different leaderboard once we look at it in a moment. And you see the exact same thing happening here. We've got Lin on fire, Upload is on fire, El Jefe on fire, Roller Pig on fire. I'll just let some of these battles play out a little bit more and we'll take a look at the scores. With a lot of these battles happening in the last 10 minutes, people might not have time to heal all of their troops and find another target to attack. So we might not see much of a change in the positions of ranks once I look at them in a minute. I will look at the scoreboard. Sorry, I keep mentioning it. Just before I do that, Anyone that didn't notice, everyone right now is putting their IDs, their game IDs into chat. Make sure you do that, and I'll get the development team to send a little package to you. Again, can't recall what exactly I said it was, but it was like some gems, speed-ups, materials, and those will be sent, I assume, within 24 hours. So again, game ID in live chat. You can find it by going to your avatar in the top left, click detail, and it'll be at the top there. But now, let's go into the scores. So Eagle team are losing by quite a few points right now. There's no way for them to come back. We will be seeing Lion team winning this battle with Pitchfork in first place, then Sav, Beyond, Hefe, Never Been, Shady, and Roller Pig are in the next few places there, up until 7th place with Love Letter, Ares, and I'll just scroll for all of these. I'm not going to say all of their names. We got Red Sam back here, Old Rip, Tuz, after I've shown the entire leaderboard for everyone to take a look at, I will go through and mention who will most likely be going through to the next round, as it will depend on what team they are on, the losing team or the winning team, and what rank they were. Alright, so I'm just going to go back to the top now. I'll quickly mention who we're going to be seeing going through most likely. So, Beyond will be going through Hefe, Never Been, Shady, Roller Pig, Ares, Sandman, Lynn, Tuz, Doc, Slick, Muck, the baby person, probably Waggy and a few others that we see here. And then, apart from now, on the Eagle team, we'll most likely be seeing Pitchfork, Sav, Love Letter, this player here, this one, Ret Sam, Old Rip, Trent, this one here, and maybe a few more of these as well. A few more of these Eagle team, but we'll check that out at the end. For now, it's the last 5 minutes. We'll just follow the battle, and at the end, when it shows us the leaderboards, we will check out who will definitely be going through to the next event. To James in chat there, do I have any info about the brand new dragon? Not really. Of course, I've seen the dragon in the pasture. It doesn't really explain too much. It shows its default stats, which are more or less slightly better than what we currently have with the Laden Dragon. I assume that will scale up just fine. But in terms of the stats you're going to get, the refinements you're going to get, I'm not entirely sure what that is. We'll have to see in the coming week or so once these players get their hands on it and start upgrading it. So only got 2.5 minutes here. Ton of people on fire still. A lot of players are doing their solo attacks to try to get more score. There's also a lot of players that have just given up entirely or have stopped trying to get points because they're already going to advance through to the next stage. It's not necessary and not worth trying to be the biggest and best scorer in the preliminaries here. It's just about trying to conserve your items and be effective with them. But we're still seeing a lot of solo attacks and even a rally coming in here into areas that might be going out. Might be a very big hit for Lion team, as Eagle team have really depleted themselves doing these solo attacks. So with a minute left, still the same difference in team score. Errors did just get first place off of some attacks they've been doing. Sav has fallen down in the rank quite a bit. But all in all, it's going to be the same ranking at the end. There's not too much of a change. I think some of the Eagle team people have upped their ranks enough to get in there, maybe 1 or 2. But it will be really cutting it close for Eagle team. There's a lot of people that have done well on Eagle team, but as a team, they have not actually succeeded against Lion, unfortunately. So we've got 30 seconds here. It's almost finished. So here we have our final scores. Eagle team scoring 329,000 to Lion team's 357,000. Errors in first place, followed by Shady. Beyond will be third place, Sandman, Docs, El Jefe, Neverbeen, Roller Pig, Baby K, Muck, Slick, Lin, Tuz. I'm bad at counting, so it's probably going to be about here with Nico, Waggy Monster, and this player here. Maybe 1 or 2 extras here. We will see that after the battle. It will be displayed in the semi-final section, who got through and who's in which group. In terms of Eagle team, we've got 2 here. So Pitchfork and Sav. Red Sam is third. Just for Eagle team I'm talking about. Love Letter. Trent. Old Rip should be getting through. Maybe up to Peter. We're going to have to see with these few here if they're going to get through, because it is the top 15 from Lion team will go through, and the next 10 ranked people, if it's Lion team or Eagle team, will go through. So there are plenty of Eagle team up here. It should be most of these ones here that we see on the leaderboard that we're going through. But we can say for sure that you know, Zephyron probably not going through, Killfest, Kara, Oat, Dirk, and others down here like Loza. So I'll just scroll through for everyone to see if there's friends you've got in here. If they didn't make it through, you can see their score. So if they try to lie to you, you'll know. So that's the end of that. Now I'm just going to leave the battlefield. It might restart my game or something. If it glitches out on the stream, I'll fix it, don't worry. So the teams have not come out yet. I will probably play a little bit of music for a while, and then I'll come back once those teams have updated. It could take a little while, so don't necessarily stick around for it, but you can certainly, in your own game, come to this battlefield building, click on All-Star, click on Schedule, make sure you've selected the continent you want to look at, and you'll be able to see once they've been picked exactly which teams have which players. If anyone has any final questions or comments, do leave it in the live chat now, and I'll try to answer anything and interact with chat. Probably only stick around for a couple of minutes, so I assume I'm not going to get too many comments, but I'll be here for that. Just while I'm doing that, seeing if anyone has any comments, I'll go back to the rewards that everyone's going to be fighting for over this next semi-final and final, which is on Thursday and Saturday, so do check here back on the channel, and I'll be streaming those. So first place through 15th place, so that's of the final battle, not this battle, will be getting the Apollo March effect, the Mediterranean Castle effect, the Avatar frame, and the Dragon Egg, which is what everyone wants. As you go further back, you'll see that 16th to 25th place will no longer get the March effect, and 51st to 100th place will end up losing out on the castle decoration, but they'll still get the egg. Anyone below that rank will unfortunately not be getting any of those special items, but they will still get some resources, healing speed ups, and some gold. Again, thank you for everyone tuning in. Do subscribe if you haven't, and check out my videos, and tune in to those future live streams, which is also where I may be releasing my new website that has text-based guides with translations and so on. Probably has more information and more up-to-date information than my YouTube channel currently has, which on that point I will be updating my YouTube channel, adding new videos, redoing certain videos, so do look out for those. Do leave it in live chat now or on the comments section of any other video I have if there's any particular type of video you'd like me to make that I haven't currently, or any that I might have that are outdated. Ahmed, the best PvP generals right now, I can go through them. Again, if anyone else has other questions, I can quickly go through it while I'm live streaming. I mean, if you're just talking, you know, attack generals, you can use, if you're looking for one you can get without spending money or without playing Battlefield a ton, it might take you a while. You could go with, like, Edward the Black Prince will work. Even Gustavus is pretty good, one you can get in a tavern. I mean, Alfred is one of the better ones you can use. He's not available in the tavern, but if you can get him, he's certainly very good with the ranged troops. Scipio is the best one and what everyone uses for ground troops, because you do want to stick to a particular troop type when you're attacking someone, where possible. Certainly Simeon is used a lot again for ranged. Not available in the tavern though. Carrius can be kind of used for ground, but he's not really the best by any means. Zachary can be used for defense, and Joseph can be used for defense as well. Minamoto can be used for attack. Probably wouldn't use him. Guangato can be used as well. I mean, if you really have to and you already had him, you didn't have any other choices, you could use like a Jumong. But he's definitely not optimal by any means. Same goes with Lishimin. You can use him certainly, but probably better than the other one I just mentioned, but still not quite the same as many of these other ones. Wouldn't say there's really under Russia or Arabia, but you certainly can use Kiet for defense. Trajan is the alternative to Scipio, where he can be used in attacking people with ground. You can even use it in defense, technically. Tran is another defense one. We saw a bunch of people with Tran because he's good with siege in the All-Stars battlefield. People use Electra as well, and you also have this brand new one that boosts ranged attack. That I think I saw someone with like a 4 point something million one, even though it's a brand new general. So they certainly thought it was worth spending money on upgrading that general relatively quickly. And, you know, if anyone has other questions like that, I'll be around for maybe about 5 minutes. I might play music for a while, and I'll come back. Hopefully the Battlefield teams and schedules have... Okay, no, we can do it right now then. They've already been decided which teams we're going to have for the semi-finals, so we'll just go through that. Hopefully there's enough people watching that aren't AFK, but... So, I believe he was on Lion Team, this player right here. He's coming through to Eagle Team in Group A. I'm not going to really go through and mention everyone, but you know, for instance, this 59 player, he's actually double that power. He just didn't heal his troops yet. That's something to keep in mind if you go in your own game and look at these leaderboards, or you're looking at it right now. Some of these players have been zeroed, or half their troops are dead, so these numbers aren't necessarily accurate. I'm not sure if the numbers update once their troops are healed or not. I assume they don't update. So this isn't necessarily the definitive list, because 59, for instance, is like 11 billion power. You're seeing like Sav that we saw in the last battle, Baby K. I have a feeling Lion Team's probably going to be the stronger team. Not necessarily. You do have a 12 billion power player here who was not in our game that we were just viewing, but Doc certainly was. Peter, love letter. It's probably going to be Group B that's more interesting. Errors was, I believe, number 1 in our battle that we just viewed, which I will get into in a moment. I'll go back to the leaderboards, the final leaderboards of that previous battle. If it does show up, I'm not entirely sure. We've got Seabone, Miss Phoenix, they're pretty good from the last Battlefield that I streamed. So that's that team. We got Old Rip here at the bottom as well, that we saw from Eagle Team. Got Colt, Ritsam, Waggy Monster. Gonna be a pretty mean Lion team for this battle. So that's it for those two groups. If anyone is still in chat and wanted to mention if they want me to stream A or B, do it now. I don't think there's too many people left. Most have left after the battle ended, but that's fine. If you're watching the VOD of this before the next event, you can certainly still put it in the comments as well, even though it's not live chat. So here's the final list of people getting through. So you got Errors, Shady, Pitchfork, Sav, Beyond, Red Sam, Sandman, Love Letter, Docs, El Jefe, Never Been, Roller Pig, Baby K, Muck, Trent, Styles, this one, whatever the name is, Peter, Old Rip, Slick, Chiyo Maro, Lynn, Tuz, Nico, Waggy Monster. And that's it. So that's why it's important to be on the winning team and best to play as a team, because you've seen Arini, Maximo, Explode, Jason, you know, some others not be a part of the semi-final just because their team lost. Otherwise these players would be there. So only the ones highlighted are going to be going through. And if you wanted to go on your own game, you can come into this button, check the battle logs, see what the final scores were for each team at the top and the individual scores. I'll finally mention one more time to anyone that didn't catch it previously, there is a package that I can give to all of the viewers. If you leave your ID in the live chat, which you can get if you go into your avatar in the top left here, and you click details, it'll be displayed at the top. It will say ID, and it will be like I think about 10 numbers or so. Just paste that in the chat, and I'll give it to the development team, which will then send you some in-game items. With that, I'm probably gonna just leave you with some music, and I'll end the stream maybe in 20 minutes or so. If you have any final comments, make sure you leave them in the comments, so when I come back to end the stream, I can quickly answer them before I go. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on Thursday for the semi-finals. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you on Thursday.